Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, September 13, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call and all the rest tonight, a little after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Cover all kinds of stuff. I think we've all experienced to some level and degree when love enters us, everything changes. We feel naturally relaxed as we are. We enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There's a state of natural appreciation for all of our dark parts, just exactly the way they are. We're able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed, and it doesn't matter. We have our connection to an infinite source, and they have theirs. You know, every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. With the universal love blossoming inside, we feel loved everywhere we go, no matter who we are with. You interact with somebody, or you're talking to somebody, and then you say something or getting a little tiff, and you kind of feel like icky or whatever, and you say, I probably shouldn't have said that or done that. But as soon as you said it, it's already gone. It's forgiven. It's just not a big deal. That's why I always talk about it's all about you. Every one of us, it is all about you. We're not talking about ego mind you, selfishness, arrogance. We're talking about heart-minded you. But what we do is we'll fall into the ego mind and feel guilty or stressed or many different kinds of feelings. It just happens after a few dozen trips around the sun. We come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves, I think we all do it, sooner or later, deeper questions like, what's the point of it all? You ever said that to yourself? What's the point of all of this? You know, what's the reason for all of this? Why the heck am I here? You know, what purpose, what great purpose do I serve? And we're actually deeply eternally loved to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry. It needs to be honored with the utmost patience and persistence. Because this is the golden carrot which leads us to dig further inside so that we uncover the roots of why we are struggling and see how to alleviate any pain we are incurring. It is from returning to this juicy self-inquiry that we discover the most sacred answers to this life, which truly satisfy every crack and crevice of our being. I think a lot of people, maybe surface-wise, they talk about enlightenment, but deep down inside, you can kind of get the sense that a lot of people think it's some kind of fairy tale experience. or something just meant for a few special people. It is the highest peak of our consciousness and is available to all beings in every moment. It is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience which transforms all sour lemons in our life into the most succulent, sweet lemonade. The enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we truly are. It's kind of like you're an open book or open pages, and you've moved yourself to the point, self-acceptance, self-awareness. I mean, you're not concerned about what other people think, say, about you whatsoever. It has no bearing on you. Genuinely. So when we're open and available to every experience that this life gives us, knowing that each experience is always the right experience, because you see, we're all enlightened beings. We're all enlightened beings. There's no such thing as a wrong experience. This universe is the most intelligent teacher there is, and it never, ever makes a mistake. This universe is the grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity in our karmic destiny. We are this timeless perfection of wild conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. How could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? On this planet, we've gotten these words, that we've adopted, and everybody once in a while says, oh, they made a mistake. But there really isn't a mistake. If you step back and look at our world from the highest and most heavenly space, it appears that we are this great symphony of souls all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. Of course, we are also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are all intimately connected with everything and everyone else in this universe. When we surrender to this larger truth, weaving it throughout our day, the most tantalizing and enlightening moments just magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. We naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. Now, by being radically open, raw, naked, and deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. When we completely empty out our cup, this universe has to fill it. The result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence and abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from our core. By living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable space, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything that we do. Whenever we are deeply surrendered to this life, guess what? Life surrenders to us. When we surrender to life, life surrenders to us. We immediately feel this humble yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we are. There's also no need to become someone powerful, superior, and special so that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow all our darker parts to be seen, felt, and heard. Experience life in all possible ways. Good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the dualities. Do not be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become. Also, allow the totality of your darkness and divinity to be revealed. As we start feeling into exposing, honoring, and welcoming all our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, and trying to contain our wild brilliance. And within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth, shower upon this world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy. Naturally, we find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. The most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, and magical experiences in this life instantly start manifesting when we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable, and real with who we think we are. When we remove all of our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in this world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. This enlightened perception of life takes over our mind, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence. And we feel this awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. Be fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened, horrific selves. We must choose to be able to relax and truly be at okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. We must choose not to get stuck on anything. How many of us get stuck on something? You know, I think all of us have been stuck on something somewhere in this life so far. And we become like this slick surface, non-stick surface, which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally as every idea and concept we have about who we are was really handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious mind. By who? Well, our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them. Do you know that all the information that all of us are programmed with came from those before us, and those before them, and those before them, and so on and so forth? One might say, well, then how can you be original? Well, because you're programmed with this information, what choice do you have? You're an open vessel, and it comes pouring in. You develop a personality and character. And if you're really, really, really sensitive to awareness, then you start to discover, wait a minute here. None of this stuff is mine. This is not something that I generated, something that I came up with. This has all been programmed into me. And my subconscious mind is this grand recorder that plays it back randomly all throughout our lives. So see, it records and then it plays it back. Now, you can really tell, okay? You can really tell with your awareness that there is a redundancy over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now, only those who are aware can see it, feel it. And so you choose to go within yourself deeper. You say, I want to find out about who and what I really am in this body. I also want to create my own thoughts to send to the universe rather than retread thoughts. Retread thoughts are just everybody else's thoughts for billions of years on this planet. And they're all swimming around. And this is where we get all this mind chatter and activity and this noise that we all have. But then you start to realize and you start to comprehend that you can do that right now, right in the now moment. You can go into meditation, relax into your body, be as still as a statue, focus on your breath rising and falling, and not thinking. Imagine that. You, by doing that, have left the mind alone. And you have left the ego alone. Isn't that interesting? Can you do that, any other way? Not really. Because that ego mind's always there. And none of us are exempt from it. None of us. So that ego mind comes in, see, I'm in heart mind. And you find yourself wandering off. Some days more than others. Other days you might believe that you think, I've got a handle on this. Ego mind isn't slipping in as much as it usually does. You practice through this meditation. And the more you practice, then you come to an awareness that you say, hey, I want this and I'm going to send this request to the universe. I have no doubt, no fear, no anxiety. I have 100% confidence, faith, and trust in myself and the universe. And I'm going to send it out in detail. And I'm going to leave it alone. Let it go. That's how you do it. That's about the only way you're going to do it. It is the only way. See, we cannot take anything that is revealed personally. Okay? As every idea and concept we have about who we are was handed down to us. See? It's all, you keep repeating and repeating that. Resting in silence and stillness of mind. Ironically, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing. It's the mind. This is why we talk so much about mastering our thoughts, mastering the ego mind. See, when we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, the brilliant light of our being can then shine through. And this brilliance is all we can see in every direction. Of course, a mind is essential to adventure into this great journey, into spiritual liberation. Yet, we first need to understand what the mind actually is, so that one day we can become free from it. It's like, in a different kind of analogy, how are you going to best your enemy if you do not know your enemy? Huh? You're not. If and when you start to watch your mind, you'll notice it is always striving, judging, analyzing, and needing to achieve something. Many of us have lived our entire life so far completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong opinions, judgments, and belief systems. This is the secret to remaining unenlightened. You want to be unenlightened for your entire lifetime, this lifetime? Then do that. You'll be and stay unenlightened. As long as you're always up in the head thinking with your brain running the show and the rest of your heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored. And that is one of the key major ingredients for a civilization, a species to go extinct. See, enlightenment, it's a full body experience. It's not a little bit here, a little bit there, nothing here. It means the whole body is engaged in experiencing life. And not just the over-analytical mind. To step back from the mind requires total awareness. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind, resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates. Not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of the mind. It is something that takes 100% of your devotion and dedication, as the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search. It will spend literally lifetimes searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill our time on this earth with new information, people, special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what your heart or soul is really yearning for inside. The secret to this enlightened stillness of mind is learning how to be 100% surrendered to life. This comes from giving more energy towards that natural trusting feeling in something bigger than you is running the entire show. This is a supreme God source, and cosmic intelligence is very, very, very real and always connected with our core essence. We are a drop of water, remember. We're that golden drop of the golden ocean. We are not separate from the vast sea of bliss until we get caught in the mind and believe we are caught in the mind. When we rest in total stillness of the mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss and find freedom within it all. Lastly, be aware that the mind is very tricky and very, very slippery. So use caution whenever you approach it. Do not trust the mind at all or buy into its stories, as it will confidently lead you down one sure path and then switch the next day into following a completely different direction. Trust the heart instead of the mind. The heart lives in love and abides in a connection of oneness with this universe. This is the easiest doorway to enter the experience of enlightenment. Now, when I look inside and see that I am nothing, this is wisdom. When I look outside and see that I am everything, this is love. And between these two, my life turns. Nisargadatta Maharaj. Trust all the time, 100% in yourself, the universe, and in this sacred journey through life. Always being trusting, open, and available to yourself. This universe and your life is no small matter. Accessing our full enlightened nature is so enormous that we must choose to expand beyond our old comfort zones, trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything we know. Living in a continuous state of trust is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of openness, deep relaxation, and pure receptivity. When this energy enters our body, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating, masculine influence, and started welcoming that feminine, magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. And this sacred feminine energy is wild, liberating, and is very magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real, organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing this life that never fully satisfied us. As we turn inwards to find the divine feminine source, we merge with that ancient way of being which nurtures our very soul. And we find this natural spiritual energy inside our being. And relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with this entire universe wherever we go. This enlightened state is absolute trust in what is here now. And it's never half-ass about it. This 100% level of trust creates an instant feeling of freedom from doubt, resistance, and fear. The mind stops controlling everything, and it gives up striving to attain a different experience than the one given to you now. When we live from a state of 100% trust, we start allowing this magical universe to unfold however it will. If and when you are only willing to release 99% control over your life, then ask yourself, what is this 1% still holding on to? Why would clinging to thoughts of fear, doubt, and needing more control be more important than your spiritual freedom? Sure, we can allow for a small percentage of our ego's free will to be there. And it's good to explore how this non-trusting ego trip is just some entertaining sideshow and not the real deal. And to abide in the 100% trust all day long, it requires a full let go of your beliefs, addictions, demands on yourselves, others, and this world. It means that you stop avoiding your unlimited spiritual nature. Total trust is about you recognizing the divine soul you are and having the deepest devotion to your spiritual self. The secret is about embracing all the joy and pain you find inside. This life is meant to be a continuous trusting process. To master it, this great sacred feminine energy needs to be at our center so we can feel nourished, guided in every moment of our lives. When we can sit back and allow the great cosmic wheel of life to take over, we will find out that it's steering our mind to see, feel, and know this is all divine perfection. I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out through the mouth. Remain still. Relaxed into the body. Focused on your breath rising and falling. You remember that quirky little thing you do that makes others squeak and squeal with happiness inside? Do that all day today. And remember on this journey that you are not responsible for making anyone happy. It's their job and not yours. You will see everyone succeed in finding happiness when you show them the way. Start with not putting so much pressure continuously on yourself. Your simple existence, your delicious heart, the radiant light inside of your central being is what enables others to awaken and rediscover happiness is in their life. Let's change the world today. Let your infinite light shine right now. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here tonight, a little after 9:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our reverse aging health call and all the rest. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Being the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within or outside of you, open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.